Well, hello. Thank you for coming back. My name is Rich Roberts, or Dr. Rich Roberts, whatever you like. I'm a medical doctor and a doctor of biophysics, trained at Penn and Harvard, educated and trained. I was the president and CEO in the pharmaceutical industry for 24 years. And now I'm here to teach you some insights about investing in general and about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in particular. There's going to be a lot of information I'm giving you, so hopefully you'll take notes if you need to, or you go back and listen to it again. Now, what are my credentials for this? So I did run a company, and we were sold in 2012 for $800 million plus contingent royalties, which brought the total sale price to about $1.5 billion. Now, not all the money was mine. I did have two investor groups, both of them sort of billion or multi-billionaire. One was a hedge fund, the other is a private equity investor, and also about 10% of the value was owned by the employees through stock options. I'm just going to start out with a real quick story to see if, because I think people like these types of stories, to see how the employees benefited so much. In 1993, our company ran into tremendous regulatory problems that pushed us over the years down towards bankruptcy. And all the employees could see how things were getting worse and worse in the company. Our sales went from $99 million a year down to $66 million a year. The company was in really severe straits. We were losing money every month. And I did, as a president and CEO, I had meetings with the employees every 3 months or so, and I would tell them the truth. I've had this principle in business. Tell people I have a radical approach to business. I tell the truth. And these people they're adults. I don't care what level of the company they're at. They're adults. They are wonderful people. They deserve to know what's going on. So it was really crazy those years, trying to fight off, the government and trying to keep the business alive. And we just had one catastrophe after another hit us. And eventually in 1996, we tried to sell the company. And by 1997, we were about 3 weeks away from bankruptcy. And that's when some private equity, private equity one and the others, a hedge fund, got involved. It was the largest hedge fund in the country at the time, worth multiple billions of dollars. And they got involved to come take a look at us. And they did all kinds of due diligence on us to see if they would invest in us. And hopefully, in that time, was hoping to be saved from bankruptcy. There were rumors every Friday that on Monday morning when the employees show up, there's going to be like padlocks on the doors, chains on the doors. Everyone's going to be out of a job. And it was actually incredibly stressful on me. I was being bombarded day and night with all these problems, all these issues. And I had to go in and try to smile and show a positive attitude, because I found that the employees were actually watching my facial expressions. And if I looked sad, it sent like a panic. If I looked distressed, it sent a panic throughout the company. So I just go in and sort of smile and try to look upbeat. And I'll tell you something else about business, which is, even though we kept getting just disaster after disaster hitting us, and hopefully I'll talk in another video about all these issues, there is one principle which is giving up does not exist. The words giving up does not exist in my language. And that's true about every aspect of life. I don't care how bad things are, and it doesn't mean that things will turn around, and it doesn't mean that things will work. That's not the issue. You never give up. You never give up. You always try. And for most people who always keep trying, who make a really good effort, they will find themselves in whatever the endeavor is, going up and up and up. And I don't care whether that's in learning, in sports, in business, in marriage, with children. It doesn't matter what it is, politics. You never give up. So anyway, in 1997, we were about 3 weeks away from bankruptcy. And we first had these two large potential investor groups come in. One was represented by two people, the other by one. And they saw how bad things were. They understood that they could basically give us almost any deal they wanted to, and there's nothing we could do about it. We had no choice. But during one of the meetings behind closed doors, I said to them, look, the bad condition that we're in. And I'm telling you, I can't guarantee that we're going to make it. I think we will if you'll inject money. They end up injecting $18 million initially, and then another, it was 18 plus 5 was 23 million. They ended up about 29, 30 million. And then we were able to get on our feet. That's over the years. So, I'm in no position to ask of anything or demand anything from you. But there's one thing I'm asking. I need this. It's the one thing I need. I said our employees have not had raises for 2.5 years. By the way, neither had I. They've not had raises in 2.5 years. They see that the physical facility is starting to get worn down. The walls are not painted. Tiles are not fixed. They see that and as a matter of fact, many of our products we couldn't manufacture because we couldn't pay the bills, and the suppliers of the raw materials would not ship the raw materials into our company. So, and I said the unions have tried to unionize my employees several times, and the unions were completely shut out. And they were shut out because my employees know that I love them and I care about them. So I said I'm in no position to ask for anything, but there's just one thing I'm going to ask for. Please, I want to give stock options to our employees. Many employees don't even know what stock options are. They don't know what the value might be, but please, these people have been loyal to me. I need to be loyal to them. Please, let's give stock options to all the employees. So if someday we can turn this around and we end up going on the stock market, which is called going public, an IPO, it's called initial public offering, or we end up selling the company, these employees will all make out very, very well if we can have some successes in this pharmaceutical company. And the investors agreed to it. So we gave the stock options out to all the employees. It actually turns out there were a few employees that didn't want to sign the stock option agreement because they saw that it said the stock options would cost them $10 per share of stock. What it was is that if the company is sold, then to make the option into a share of stock, they have to pay $10 per share if they want to. But the share might be worth $1,000 at that point. So they would pay $10 to buy the share of stock, and then they can get $1,000 immediately back because that would be the value of the company, hopefully in a sale or in an IPO and going on the stock market. So I did there were several employees, and we had about 300 employees at the time. And they saw this $10 thing, and I went out personally. I'm the president and CEO. I went to them personally and told them, you don't have to spend the $10. It's only if you want to. And explained to them, and they all signed. And then fortunately, about 3 years later, the year 2000, we finally got back to break even. We were at that time losing about $1 million to $1.5 million a month. And I was working like a maniac day and night. The only time I had off was the Sabbath. And even with that, I hate to say, I'm going to admit it, because religiously, it's not what I should have done, but it was still on my mind. And it was on my mind when I took a shower. It was on my mind when I went to sleep. It was always on my mind. All the stresses, all the challenges. How are we going to deal with this? How are we going to survive that? Anyway, the year 2000, we got back to break even. And then, thank God, we were able to have multiple successes in our research and development program and other commercial activities that we did. And a company was then sold, like I said, in 2012, 12 years after that, after we broke even, for $800 million of cash plus CVRs, contingent value royalties. These are royalties that could happen, and thank God they did. And then all of our employees, they got check every 3 months. They're getting checks, even though the company was sold. And they were still employed by the new company, making their salary. But from what we had sold, they were getting checks every 3 months. And the employees really liked that. And the truth is, made me feel very good about that also. So anyway, I'm going to tell you something very interesting. In the year 2000, when we finally broke even, I spoke to the guy who represented the multi-billion-dollar hedge fund. And he said to me, he said, "Rich, I want to tell you something. When we met with you back in 1997, and you pleaded with us to give stock options for all the employees," he said, "that showed us that while we're there in Manhattan, on Madison Avenue and their big offices, and I'm down in Philadelphia running this company," he said, "that showed us that you're someone that we can trust with our money. You're someone that's not going to do something bad with the money. You're going to work hard, and we can trust you with it. If you would stand up for your employees like that behind closed doors, this is somebody we could trust." Now, I got to tell you, that never occurred to me. I'd never interacted with billionaires or the billionaire class and representatives before that time. I don't know anybody who was a billionaire. It turned out well, thank God. But I was mostly happy that employees. So the employees got the stock options. They were very happy with the money that they got from that. So in terms of my credentials for giving you advice on investing, we did have a very successful sale of the company. Believe me, most of the 1.5 billion was not for me, but I got more than a few bucks from it, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. And I've had money to invest then over many, many years, and I've had experience across multiple large investment banks. As a matter of fact, 2 of the top 5 investment banks in the world now manage significant portions of our money, and then I do my own thing also. And lastly, regarding money, I want to tell you that I might be the only YouTube channel, I don't know, but it doesn't take any money. I don't take any donations. There's no Patreon. There's no commercials. At least not that I know of. I don't commercialize my videos. I'm doing this solely for you. You can't donate to me. I don't want. What do I want? If you can give me positive feedback that tells me that this was helpful to you, that's what I value. But I don't want anybody's money. Now, lastly, the other credential I think I have, and this is public. You can go check my earlier YouTube videos during COVID-19. When the stock market crashed, went down like 40% during COVID. I'm there on my YouTube video, and I stated people should buy the stock market now. And I'm going to tell you how to buy the market and not a single company a little later in this video. So people, apparently a lot of people in my community took my advice. They did buy, and I said, disclaimer, I don't know what's going to happen. I said, but with the stock market being down 40%, this is a fundamental principle of mine. If the stock market goes to zero, your money isn't worth anything anyway. It means the economy collapsed. So it doesn't matter anyway. But if you believe that the United States, in terms of its fundamentals, is going to be successful in the long term, then you buy the stock market. So what happened was, and I don't know who did or didn't until people came up to me. They did it. They invested their money. These are people that don't have a lot of money in the stock market at that time. And since then, the value of their investment has gone up over 100%. And they're very, very grateful to me, about that. As a matter of fact, a very large fund here in this community, it's a charitable fund, but I guess they have endowments, asked me to be on their board of advisors as a financial advisor. I said, no, thanks. I mean, I'm not interested in getting, in working for them or getting distracted from the things I want to do in life now that I'm retired. But I do have a proven record, which you can see by going back to my earlier videos during COVID on YouTube, which you can't tamper with afterwards, that I did tell people to invest at the right time. Then they've now made a lot of money since then. Then the other point I want to make from that, though, is who do you trust? Who can you trust in investing? Quick disclaimer. The disclaimer is I'm not telling anybody what to do. When it comes to financial decisions, the final decisions and the risks and the benefits are all yours. You can go get a professional financial advisor's advice if you like. I'm not registered as any kind of financial advisor, so these are just my opinions in my attempt to help you, but I take no liability on what the outcomes are. Okay, let's move forward. In terms of who can you trust in investing, to give you investing advice, generally I'm going to tell you there's no one, and I'll tell you how you determine then what to invest in. But before doing that, I've brought in the preeminent investment advisor with a proven track record of success who's out only to help people, and he's agreed to come on my show. So I am thrilled to introduce to you Mr. Mamish Ganef. Making millions is very easy. Take my course at a Lamborghini. Whoa, hold on there, Mr. Ganef. Tell me something. How do we know that you've actually been successful and made a lot of money in day trading? That's Dr. Ganef, thank you. How do you know that I can make everybody wealthy trading stocks? It's very clear. Let me explain. Take my course, get an aeroplane. Your success is guaranteed. Doubt you should have not. Sign up for my course, get your very own yacht. For $700, take my course. Make $1 million, I can vouch. Or step up to $2,000, you can make $10 million on your couch. Oh, wow. So I can make millions of dollars just sitting on the couch. I don't have to do anything productive. I don't have to produce or contribute in any way. I can make millions of dollars. What, you think I can't get up? I can get up. You think I can't get up? I might need a little help. I appreciate the help getting up, but is this kind of like dangerous? Ow! Whoa, didn't work out so great last time. You sure this is safe? Ow! Wow! See the house that I built. Trading stocks, I got paid. That's not even my house. That's where I put my maid. $700 to take my course. No longer have any debts. No Salesforce. You can have your own Rolex. Whoa, hold on, Dr. Ganev. Hold on 1 second. How do I know that any of this is true? What doctorate degree did you get? What did you get it in and where did you get it? I mean, let's talk reality here. I got my doctorate in finance from Harvard, Stanford, Princeton, and the University of Mind Your Own Business. Most people who day trade stocks end up losing their money. How can I know for a fact that it's true that you've actually made money day trading? Because almost everybody loses their money doing that. Look at my gold, it don't get old. I'm sweet as honey because I'm full of money. Whoa, very impressive. Apparently you're very modest. Look at you. You know what? I don't even know if that's real gold that you're wearing on your jacket there. Prove it to me. Would I lie to you? Do you think I need this money? Look at this honest face. Do you think I would lie to you? Well, that's a very interesting proof. I mean, I can't even see your eyes through your sunglasses. So, you know, what I really don't know is if you really own that Lamborghini and that airplane and that yacht and the home and the Rolex. Maybe you just rented them all for the sake of trying to make money off of people who are going to pay for your course. So just to start, let me hold one of those gold coins. Let me see if it feels like real gold. Cut, stop that video. I'm done with this. This is insulting. You're dissing me. I've had enough, I'm leaving. Cut the camera. Hey camera guy, got any food? I'm hungry. Oh. That's good chocolate. Okay, so the first question is, who can you trust? Now this Mr. Mamish Ganev, obviously I made up character, but one thing, just use your common sense. Think about this. If this guy day trades stocks and he's a multimillionaire, he's got his airplane, he's got his Rolex, he has all this stuff. Why does he need $700 from you or $1,000 from you? If he's making the effort to make money from people buying his course, why doesn't he just go make more money day trading and become a billionaire or a trillionaire, whatever he wants to be, day trading? So think about that. The answer is because he can't make money day trading, and they're full of baloney. So don't trust these people and don't pay money for investment advice. That's my opinion. I mean, go ahead and give people your money, but if they get rich quick schemes, come on, think about it sensibly. Why would they waste their time? Now, why am I doing this for you? You might ask that. Well, I don't want any money. Not only do I not want any money from you, me personally, there's no mechanism for you to give me money. I don't commercialize my YouTube videos. I don't have any Patreon or donation page. There's no merchandise to buy. I'm doing this because I want to help you. But if they say they need you to pay this money, that money, excuse me, if you can make so much money day trading, it doesn't make any sense. You're trying to take people's money to teach them a course. Second thing in terms of who to trust. You will hear me in many of my videos rail against government regulations. Government regulatory bodies frequently go way over the edge of any kind of reasonableness or normal standards, and they just crush companies. They put unnecessary regulations on companies. This is the case when it comes to financial investing that you're not going to hear me say that. I'm going to say the opposite. If you invest money with someone that is not regulated by the federal government, you're taking major, major risks. That guy who comes to you and, put in $50,000 and I'm going to put another 50 also. We're going to buy this store and look how much business they're doing. It looks great. You give him your $50,000 and the next day he's out of town, he's gone. Or guaranteed, I guarantee you, 15% return every year. Okay, how can he guarantee that? I can tell you for a fact, he cannot guarantee it. The guy cannot guarantee it. If you go with above ground, legitimate, larger firms that are government regulated, government inspected, that have the government lens focused on them, there's almost no chance that you're going to get ripped off. Can it happen? Absolutely. We know about Bernie Madoff, right? But Bernie Madoff was not government regulated. There's a guy who says, give him your money, he's going to go investing, and there's no regulator on top of him. So go with substantial, legitimate government regulated places for investment advice.